All right, so today we're heading up to the Scottish Highlands to take a look at GlenDronach Distillery.
Oh, cool.
Now, you might not know this name.
I don't.
But we're going to find out why it should be on your radar.
Right.
We found this article from Whisky.dk, which is a Danish whiskey website.
I see.
And they've done like a really cool overview of GlenDronach.
Nice.
They call it a sleeping giant.
A sleeping giant.
Which I think is a really interesting
yeah.
label to put on a distillery.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to frame this. What makes it a sleeping giant?
Yeah. Is it actually a hidden gem?
Right.
Or is that just some clever marketing?
Exactly.
Get us to buy more whiskey.
Yeah.
So
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So let's
let's dive in.
Let's get into it.
All right.
So first of all, a little bit of history.
Okay.
So GlenDronach is one of Scotland's oldest distilleries.
Oh, wow.
Founded all the way back in 1826.
1826.
Wow. Yeah. Which is older than the legalization of whiskey distilling in the Highlands.
Really?
So.
Wow, that's
who knows what was going on back then?
Yeah, how did they even get started?
Right.
That's amazing.
And it sounds like they were kind of involved in a lot of firsts for the industry.
Okay, interesting. Like what?
They were among the first to really highlight the types of casks used for aging.
Okay.
Which is obviously a huge deal when it comes to the final product.
Yeah, absolutely. We know now how important the casks are.
Yeah.
To the final character of the whiskey.
Exactly. And speaking of casks, this is where I think GlenDronach gets really, really interesting.
All right, I'm ready.
So they're known for their heavy use of sherry casks.
Okay.
Now, I'm a huge fan of sherry-forward whiskeys.
Yeah.
But I think for our listeners who maybe aren't as familiar,
sure.
Can you break down what that means in terms of flavor?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are we talking about when we say a whiskey is sherry influenced?
Right. So it really comes down to the type of sherry that was previously in those casks.
Okay.
So GlenDronach uses both Pedro Ximénez and Oloroso sherry casks from Andalusia in Spain.
Interesting.
And each of those brings kind of a unique characteristic to the whiskey.
Okay.
So Pedro Ximénez is incredibly rich, sweet, syrupy.
Okay.
You get flavors of raisins, figs, dates.
Wow.
Like a real dessert-like quality.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's delicious.
So they basically take these casks that already have all that flavor in them.
Exactly.
And then they put their whiskey in it.
Yep.
And let it soak up all that goodness over time.
Yeah, the whiskey interacts with the wood and absorbs those remnants of the sherry.
Right.
It just adds all those layers of complexity and sweetness.
Okay.
And then on the other hand, you've got Oloroso sherry, which is a little bit drier.
Okay.
But it still contributes a wealth of nutty, spicy, dried fruit notes.
Okay. So kind of on two different ends of the spectrum there, but both contributing to kind of GlenDronach's signature richness and depth. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if they're focusing so much on these sherry casks, wouldn't all of their whiskeys kind of taste similar?
That's where the skill of the Master Blender comes in.
Okay.
And GlenDronach has a particularly renowned one.
Oh, yeah.
Rachel Barrie.
Okay.
She's a legend in the whiskey world.
Wow.
She honed her craft at some of Scotland's most prestigious distilleries before coming to GlenDronach.
Okay, so we're talking top tier?
The big leagues, yeah.
Yeah, okay, but what does a master blender actually do?
Right. So think of her as a conductor.
Okay.
Orchestrating a symphony of flavors.
Okay.
She has an incredible palate,
mm-hmm.
a deep understanding of how different casks, ages, types of whiskey will interact with each other.
Oh, wow.
And she blends them expertly to create these beautifully complex, balanced whiskeys,
right.
Each with its own unique personality.
So it's not just about chucking some whiskey in a sherry cask and calling it a day.
There's a real artistry to it.
And Rachel Barrie is considered a master.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, GlenDronach is a relatively small distillery, right?
Yeah. They're not a mass producer.
The article mentions something like 2 million liters a year.
Yeah, that's right.
Which doesn't sound like a lot compared to some of the big guys we hear about.
Yeah. And for a long time, their focus was primarily on providing whiskey for blends.
Oh, okay.
Rather than bottling their own single malts.
Interesting.
So that's probably a big reason why they haven't achieved that same level of recognition as some other brands.
Which brings us back to this whole sleeping giant idea.
Right.
Are they really under the radar, though, if they're doing things like rebranding?
Yeah, good point.
With a fancy new bottle design that features their master blender?
It's a bold move.
It sounds like they're trying to make a statement.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to elevate their image and attract a wider audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rebranding happened back in July of 2024.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's definitely been making waves.
Yeah, the article actually quotes Rachel Barrie as saying, quote, "Our philosophy is just that, to raise expectations for single malt by creating the most exceptional sherry-aged whiskey.
Wow.
And we are now setting a new standard that matches the exquisite nature of the spirit with a new visual expression."
I like that.
End quote.
Yeah, that's a good quote.
So they're really going for it.
Yeah.
And the redesign actually incorporates elements celebrating GlenDronach's history and Highland location.
Okay, cool. So they're not abandoning their roots.
It seems like they're saying, like, we're proud of where we come from, but we're also looking to the future.
Yeah, I like that it's a nice balance
Yeah.
of tradition and innovation.
Exactly. It's a cool balance.
Yeah.
But do you think they can actually achieve mainstream success while still staying true to what makes them unique?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
I know a lot of whiskey enthusiasts worry about distilleries losing their character when they go for mass appeal.
Yeah, I get that. Like, nobody wants to see a beloved distillery sacrifice quality or tradition just to, like, make a few extra bucks.
Right, exactly.
But maybe GlenDronach can find that balance.
Yeah.
You know, appeal to a broader audience without compromising their values.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
It would be great to see more people discovering GlenDronach.
Yeah, absolutely.
And appreciating it.
Okay, so going back to the sherry casks for a minute.
Yeah.
The article mentioned that they use both Pedro Ximénez
Yes.
and Oloroso sherry casks.
That's right.
For those of us who maybe haven't had a ton of experience with sherry-forward whiskeys,
Sure.
what would you say are the key differences between those two in terms of the flavors they impart?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it really comes down to understanding the different types of sherry that were originally aged in those casks.
Okay.
So Pedro Ximénez sherry, often shortened to PX,
Okay.
is made from sun-dried Pedro Ximénez grapes.
Okay.
And it's known for being incredibly rich, sweet, and syrupy.
Sounds delicious.
It is delicious.
Yeah.
And those characteristics carry over into the whiskey.
Okay.
You think like dark fruits like raisins, figs, molasses.
Okay.
Sometimes even a touch of chocolate.
Wow.
Yeah.
So not your typical light and fruity whiskey.
No, not at all.
Okay.
And then Oloroso sherry, on the other hand,
Yeah.
is aged oxidatively, which means it's exposed to air during the aging process.
Okay.
So this results in a drier style of sherry with a more nutty and savory profile.
Okay. So less sweet.
Less sweet, yeah.
More spice.
More spice.
Oh.
You'll often find notes of walnuts, almonds, leather tobacco, dried spices like cinnamon and clove.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it adds a layer of complexity and depth that's quite different from the PX influence.
So depending on how GlenDronach uses these different sherry casks, they can create a whole spectrum of flavor profiles.
Exactly.
From the super rich and sweet to the more dry and spicy.
Precisely. And that's where Rachel Barrie's expertise as master blender really shines. She has an incredible understanding of how to combine these different elements to create these harmonious and delicious whiskeys.
Now, you mentioned earlier that she's known for crafting these sherry bombs.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Sure.
Like, what makes a whiskey a sherry bomb?
Yeah, so think of a sherry bomb as a whiskey that's been cranked up to 11 in terms of sherry influence.
Okay.
It's for those who really crave those intense, concentrated flavors we talked about.
So not for the beginner whiskey drinker.
It depends on their palate, of course. But I would say a sherry bomb is best appreciated by someone who already has a fondness for sherry-forward whiskeys.
Right.
It's a powerful and unique experience.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so we've talked history, we've talked casks, we've talked master blenders and sherry bombs.
Yes.
Let's bring it back to that central question.
Okay.
Is GlenDronach poised to become a household name among whiskey lovers?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Or will it remain a hidden gem for those in the know?
Well, based on everything we've discussed, I'd say they have a lot working in their favor.
Yeah.
They're committed to quality. They're using these exceptional sherry casks, and they have the expertise of Rachel Barrie.
Mm-hmm.
All of that points to a distillery that's producing some truly outstanding whiskey.
Yeah, and now they've got the rebranding to help get the word out.
Right.
Introduce themselves to a wider audience.
Exactly.
But can they maintain that sense of exclusivity and mystery?
That's a good question.
Once they become more popular.
It's a delicate balance.
Yeah.
You know, on the one hand, you want people to discover and enjoy your whiskey.
Of course.
But on the other hand, there's something special about being part of that select group who knows about this hidden gem?
It's like that whole if everyone's special, no one is kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately the true measure of success for GlenDronach will be whether they can continue to produce exceptional whiskey.
Yeah.
That resonates with people, whether they're seasoned connoisseurs or newcomers to the world of single malt.
That's a great point. Yeah,
It's all about the liquid in the bottle at the end of the day.
absolutely.
And from everything we've learned, it seems like they're doing things right.
I think so too. It'll be fascinating to watch their journey and see how their story unfolds.
Now, for our listener,
Yes.
the one who's been patiently taking all of this in, we've thrown a lot of information at you about GlenDronach,
Yeah.
their history, their processes, their aspirations.
Yeah.
What stands out to you?
What are you curious about?
What are your initial thoughts on this sleeping giant?
Do you think they're on the verge of something big?
Or are they destined to remain a cherished secret among a select few?
Yeah, it really makes you think, like, what makes a distillery truly special?
Yeah.
Is it the widespread recognition, the awards, the hype?
Yeah.
Or is it something more intangible, like
Mhm.
a commitment to tradition, a passion for the craft, a dedication to producing exceptional whiskey,
Yeah.
regardless of who's paying attention?
I think it's a question that goes beyond GlenDronach. I mean, it applies to any craft,
Yeah.
any art form, any pursuit where quality and authenticity matter.
You're right. It's about staying true to your vision,
Yeah.
even when the pressure's on to conform or to chase trends.
Exactly. And in the world of whiskey, where there's so much emphasis on marketing and branding,
Yeah.
it's refreshing to see a distillery like GlenDronach just quietly doing their thing, letting their whiskey speak for itself.
Although I wouldn't call putting your master blender on the bottle exactly quiet,
True. Yeah.
would you?
Yeah. Maybe not so quiet, but it's an interesting move.
Yeah.
It's like they're saying, this is who we are. This is the face behind our whiskey. Trust her expertise.
And given Rachel Barrie's reputation, I think it's a pretty smart bet,
Yeah.
especially if they're trying to reach a wider audience.
Mhm.
You know, people who might not be as familiar with GlenDronach,
Huh?
but who recognize her name and her credentials.
It's a way of building credibility, signaling that they're serious about quality.
So for our listener who's maybe thinking, okay, this GlenDronach Distillery sounds interesting, maybe I'll give them a try.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you recommend they start?
Ooh, that's a tough one
Yeah.
because they have such a diverse range.
Right.
But if I had to choose one to really highlight their sherry cask mastery,
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably go with the GlenDronach 18-year-old.
Okay, and what makes that one stand out?
So it's matured in a combination of Oloroso and Pedro Ximénez sherry casks.
Okay.
So you get that beautiful balance of rich sweetness and nutty, spicy complexity.
Nice.
It's a whiskey that truly embodies the GlenDronach style.
Okay, that's going on my list.
Awesome.
And maybe a bottle of one of those sherry bombs for when I'm feeling adventurous.
I wholeheartedly approve.
Yeah. So to wrap things up,
Yeah,
I think we've learned a lot about GlenDronach today.
we have.
A distillery with a rich history, a dedication to tradition, and a passion for creating exceptional sherry-forward whiskeys.
Absolutely. And they're at this fascinating crossroads,
Yeah.
poised between remaining this hidden gem and potentially becoming like the next big name
Yeah.
in Scotch whiskey.
It's a story that's still being written, and I, for one, am excited to see where it goes.
Me too. And who knows, maybe one day we'll look back on this and say, remember when GlenDronach was our little secret?
Until then, cheers to discovering hidden gems,
Cheers.
to appreciating the craft of whiskey making, and to those who dare to be different.
Absolutely.